the best gift any reasonable government at this moment can give Nigeria is the regional system of government. Let's face it, there is nothing more better than that. Let's look at it, and at the end of the day, has the bill even ever been debated in the National Assembly? And let's look at Nigeria, how it used to be under the regional system of government and how it is at the moment. And that will now bring out the hypocrisy of those people that claim they are better and they are doing better than other regions. And when I talk about the fact that the North is retrogressive in nature, in its ideologies, a lot of insult, a lot of it. Let me even rephrase my stand. The fact is, the North, by virtue of circumstance, by virtue of what I'm seeing at the moment, happens to be what is dragging the nation back. If it pains you, that is your business. And these are my reasons. One of the major tools for social engineering in the North, a tool that regulates or directs human conduct in the North, happen to...
Hello and what's up, guys? In this video we are going straight to the heart of a big conversation shaking Nigeria right now. A bold and angry northern man is calling out his own people and is not holding back. He says the North is dragging Nigeria backwards, and his message to the government: bring back the regional system now. It is the best gift Nigeria needs. Now, if you have ever wondered why Nigeria seems stuck while other countries move forward, or why tribal, religious and regional tensions never seem to go away, then this video is for you. The intent of this video is to show you one man's passionate plea and how it is sparking serious debate across the country. He's from the North, he is fed up, and he is not afraid to say the truth, even if it offends his own people. Listen to his exact words. The best gift any reasonable government can give Nigeria right now is the regional system of government. And then he dropped this bombshell. The truth is, the North is retrogressive in its ideologies, its style of governance, and its development. Let that sink in. This is someone from the North calling out his own region, saying the North is the main reason Nigeria is being held back. And guess what? He's not alone. Many Nigerians, especially online, are now agreeing that decentralizing power might be the only way forward. But let's break it down a bit. The man made a point that under the old regional system, Nigeria was more productive. Every region handled its own development and progress was faster. So he's asking, why is it so difficult for the National Assembly to even debate this? He asks, for how long shall the son continue to bear the sins of the father? He is tired of a system where one region is productive, another is passive, and another is busy fighting religious and tribal battles. He said it clearly: we can't have a country where one part is all about productivity, another is just liberal, and another is fanatical about religion and tribe. His word might be harsh, but he believes it is the truth Nigeria needs to hear. Now, let's go deeper. He believes religion is one of the main tools controlling the North, not just for social values, but even in choosing leaders. He said one of the biggest tools for controlling people in the North is religion, and that is why politicians always rush to identify with the people during Ramadan, sharing rice, praying together, acting like they care. But after Ramadan, nothing changes. He even mocked the idea of people fighting over cooked rice shared by Tinubu during Ramadan, rice that they produce yet still beg for. His question: how is the North not the problem? Let's be honest, guys. These are the kinds of conversation that many are afraid to have. But this man is saying it without fear. He even said, if it pains you, that's your business. According to him, only a regional system can fix Nigeria. And yes, he admits it may not be easy. Giving up presidential power is tough. But if we really want development, this is the way to go. He made one final point. At the end of the day, people will naturally move to the region that are more productive. That is just the truth. No hard feelings. Guys, this video is more than just talk. It is a serious message from a man who is tired of seeing Nigeria go in circles. So many Nigerians are now asking, should we return to the old regional system? Is centralized power destroying Nigeria? Is they not really holding the country back? Watch the video for yourself and decide. This man's voice may just reflect what millions of Nigeria are feeling but can't say. Guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I am talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
For how long shall the son continue to bear the sins of the father? I think the best gift any reasonable government at this moment can give Nigeria is the regional system of government. Let's face it, there is nothing more better than that. Let's look at it, and at the end of the day, has the bill even ever been debated in the National Assembly? And let's look at Nigeria, how it used to be under the regional system of government and how it is at the moment. And that will now bring out the hypocrisy of those people that claim they are better and they are doing better than other regions. And that is to say, let's have a clear picture of how the Senates are able to vote across this. Let's know the regions that claim they are better and they command Nigeria, and the regions that feels they are more cheated with the present system. For how long shall the son continue to bear the sins of the father? We can't have a situation where a particular part is all about productivity, another region is all about liberality, and another region is all about fanatic religious and tribal ideologies. That is the yearning of the people. Why is it so hard to do? I know it's not easy to let go of the power that comes in the presidency, but the fact is, you're still going to retain some power, but at the end of the day, there will be productivity. And we will still be one Nigeria as we claim on paper. But the fact is, naturally, people will want to go to that region that is more productive. And that is just it. No hot feelings. And when I talk about the fact that the North is retrogressive in nature, in its ideologies, a lot of insult, a lot of it. Let me even rephrase my stand. The fact is, the North, by virtue of circumstance, by virtue of what I'm seeing at the moment, happens to be what is dragging the nation back. If it pains you, that is your business. And these are my reasons. One of the major tools for social engineering in the North, a tool that regulates or directs human conduct in the North, happen to be religious institutions. That is one. And secondly, one of the major tools that is a determinant of who becomes the next president in Nigeria in the North is religion. And that is why politicians will go and sit down with you when it's Ramadan to identify with you people, to tell you that we're all about you, because they believe that is the only way they can appeal to your conscience. And after the Ramadan, everything is over. And that is why somebody will carry cooked rice to go and share to you people during Ramadan. Rice that you produce to share to you, and you people are fighting and struggling over it. And after that, that is all. So how is the North not the problem? The fact is, a lot of regions think that they are sacrificing their resources and pushing it to the North just to promote fanatic religious ideologies. And that is just it. If it hurts your feelings, that is your business. But in brief, the best gift any reasonable government can give Nigeria at the moment is the regional system of government. Let's even have a debate around it and see how far. What are we saying? It doesn't stop us from becoming the one Nigeria we claim to be. But the fact is, people will naturally go to that region that have decided to develop itself. And let's face it, Even the so-called countries we claim we copied this democracy from, this hypocritic democracy that we claim to be practicing, a lot of them are somehow operating on the basis of regional democracy. And that is just it. So why can't we do that? And when I talk, they say I preach hatred, I preach violence or whatever. The fact is, I will never preach hypocritical peace. I will never. I will be the last person to do that. I will preach respect, not tolerance. There is a classical difference between the two, if you understand what I'm saying. We're not going to stop telling ourselves the truth as Northerners, whether you like it or not, whether it hurts or it doesn't. But we're just going to have no option than to tell ourselves the truth. The fact is, your ideology, our ideologies and concept as Northerners is retrogressive in nature. It's anti-developmental in nature. It's holding the country back in so many ways. Let's be factual with this. Let's look at it. When the headers started making all this havoc on communities, people advocated for the anti-open grazing bill. Who were the front runners in regards ensuring that this bill doesn't come through? The Northerners. They kicked against it seriously, that at the end of the day it could not scale through. And here do we have a situation now where the Fulanis have migrated from making havoc on the north to the other parts of the country. And funny enough, you went against this bill, but when Fulanis are now committing this havoc on people, you tend to dissociate yourself. You say that it's not a northern thing, it's a Fulani thing. Nobody can tell me that. It's a northern thing, it's a northern ideology. So let's not distinguish between the tribes, because the last time I checked, the Northerners were the strong advocates. Majority of the Northerners opposed the bill. And look at what open grazing is doing to us. How long are we going to go this way? Again, look at what happened in regards to the closure of school during Ramadan. A lot of people, reasonable Nigerians, came out to say that this is wrong, this is anti-developmental. It doesn't stop you from doing your religion, it doesn't stop you from being who you are. But what did they not do? A quite majority were celebrating and were saying this is a good thing, this is a very big progress for the propagation of the gospel of God. And look at where we are now. So how are you going to tell me that the Northerners are not hypocritical in nature? And let's face it, this is what the politicians do. And who are their disciples? Their disciples are the common Northerners, the majority that are poor. The second point is the fact that when there was a bill in regards birth regulation, what happened? Who were the front runners in ensuring that that bill doesn't come through? It was still the North. I remember a senator coming to the Senate House with 5 or 6 of his wives, trying to convince people how he is happily married and is responsible. But let's face it, Oga, if you are capable, you have the capacity to marry 5 wives and have many children as much as you want. What now happens to your brothers, those that doesn't have the capacity and are marrying so many women and are giving birth to so many children that they can't control? Is it the same thing? How long are we going to continue this as Northerners? It's so appalling. Until you wake up, you will always be considered inferior to any other region. And the fact is, don't expect that no matter the agitation, no matter your grievances, this will bring it to a standstill. It's still going to continue till you change your mentality, till you change your orientations, till the common man in the north starts challenging these allies that have hold you at ransom. How many of the allies do you have their children in Almajiri schools? Why should you open Almajiri schools and send children to Malams that doesn't even have the capacity to feed his own family? And you tell me that this is not a northern agenda, and you tell me the problem of the north is not itself. The problem is we. We are the problem. Until we wake up, nothing is going to change. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Who were as well the major advocates of the Muslim ticket? The north. The north. And where has it brought us? Look at where it has brought us. And I'm telling you wholeheartedly that that concept has not yet changed. It's still in the minds of the Lord. They're still waiting for the next election. During the Muslim ticket, a lot of imams were preaching with video evidence. Even some top politicians, top northern politicians, preaching telling them on the need for us to, for them not to have a Muslim ticket that will promote the establishment of the kingdom of God. Indeed, the kingdom of God is established. You are all welcome to the kingdom of God.
I believe Nigeria has to split, or Nigeria has to go back into regionalism. Ideally, don't split, but go back into regionalism, because the way Nigeria is set up right now just does not work. I'm being honest with you. Nigeria is set up to support numbers, support your location, and if you are a northerner, as you can see, the north, I'm from the south, I'm a southerner. If you are from the north, you're most likely Muslim, and the way Nigeria is built to support religion and numbers, and the north have both. If you are from the south, the chances of you becoming the president of Nigeria is forgotten. I, as an Ibibio man from Akwa Ibom State, I can never become president of Nigeria. I can never even become a top-ranking member of office, because I am from the southern part of Nigeria, and I'm But I'm going to say this even more. You see, a lot of the mess people hear about Nigeria typically comes from the north, from the terrorism to the illiteracy to the poverty. It's from the north. I'm going to go make it. I'll make a deeper video on this, but let me show you guys some more. So this is how Nigeria is set up. You see, there's a southwest there, there's a south, and there's a southeast. That's the southern part of Nigeria. And if you look at the north, right, from north central to northwest to northeast, that's the bulk of Nigeria. Nigeria has 230 million people. The north has 60% of 230 million people, guys. Nigeria has 230 million people. The north has more than 60% of that number. I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. If you take Nigeria and you split the south and the north, the southern part of Nigeria automatically becomes one of the best African countries. I'm telling you. I'm not saying Nigeria should split. I like Nigeria as it is on paper because the numbers give us an advantage. The GDP as a collective gives us an advantage. However, we most definitely have to go back into regionalism so that people can have more autonomy over their regions. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, because right now Nigeria doesn't work. If you are not a northerner and you're not Muslim, forget it. Nigeria is built to support your religion, Muslim, Islam, and support numbers, the north. That's why if you look at if you look at Nigeria, most of our presidents have been from the north. Let me show you more things. If you look further into these details, you will see northern Nigeria is facing a raft of problems. It is economically disadvantaged compared to the rest of the country. That's a lie. The north of Nigeria is not economically disadvantaged. The north has about 43 minerals, solid minerals that are of commercial value. There is gold in the north. There is even oil in the north. There is every single commercial mineral you can find in the world. It's in the northern part of Nigeria. But the thing is this, the northern leaders, the northern elites want to focus on oil and gas in the south. And the northern elites deliberately keep the northerners poor and hungry because they're easier to control. They don't want to develop the north, because if you develop the north, the people cannot be your zombies anymore. So they keep them hungry, they keep them angry, they keep them poor, they keep them ignorant so that they're easier to control. This is what's going on in the northern part of Nigeria. This is it. This is the truth. So what I want to share with the global community is this. The bulk of the mess you hear about Nigeria comes from the northern part of Nigeria. From the poverty to the violence to the terrorism to the child marriages to the chaos. Most of it comes from the north. I'm not saying the south is perfect. Absolutely not. But I'm telling you, if you separate the northern part of Nigeria right now and you separate the south, I kid you not, the southern part of Nigeria automatically becomes one of the best countries in Nigeria. Let me show you one more thing and then I'll shut up. So what you guys see here is the 25 most educated states in Nigeria. Okay? 25 most educated states in Nigeria. This is from the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. This is from the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, but I want to show you guys something. Let's take a look at some of the states, because I don't think I can go through all 25. So you have Imo State, Lagos State, Ekiti State. These three states are in the southern part of Nigeria, okay? Again, you have Rivers State, Abia State, Anambra State. Rivers State is in south-south, Abia State is in southeast, Anambra State is in southeast. Then you have Osun State. Osun State is in southwest. Edo State is in Niger Delta, south-south. Enugu State is in southeast. These are the top 25 educated states in Nigeria. Let's continue. Delta State is in the south-south. Bayelsa State is in the south. Kogi State is in the north. Somewhere in the north. Then you have Ogun State. Ogun State is in the southwest. Ondo State is in the southwest. Oyo State is in the southwest as well. Then you have Cross River State in the south. This is where my mother is from. Akwa Ibom State in the south. This is where my father is from. Federal Capital Territory, this is in the north. So you guys see, this is what I'm talking about. The most educated people in Nigeria come from the southern part of Nigeria. The most intellectually capable people come from the southern part of Nigeria. So imagine, because of the way Nigeria is set up, the average southerner can never get into leadership position because they're not a lot and because they're not Muslim. So this is how Nigeria is set up. Nigeria is set up to favor the northern part of Nigeria because they have more numbers and because they're Muslim. That's it. This is why Nigeria is chaotic. So most southerners now are calling for separation. Most southerners now are calling for regionalism because, dude, we are not going to leave the hand of our country in some guy who doesn't even know what it means to be educated. We're not going to give the future of our country and our location in the hands of somebody who probably doesn't understand the essence of, collaboration. Makes no sense. So that's why for me personally, as a southerner, I absolutely support regionalization. I support regionalism because it makes the most sense for my people. It makes the most sense for my state. I don't think, while I appreciate Nigeria and I think Nigeria needs to stay together, but we need to stay together as a confederacy. A federation does not work because what we have currently as a federation is a few people from the north deciding what happens for everybody else, and you have not even developed your region. How can you be in leadership position in Nigeria for over 2 decades and the north is still one of the most underdeveloped places in the world, in Nigeria, in Africa? I'll make a deeper video on this.
As a northerner, what restructuring means to you?
Nothing. Actually, as you said, it's a vague word. It doesn't have a meaning. When you say you are restructuring, what are you restructuring? What do you want? That's the problem. The problem is that we are yet to define what exactly we want. Now, if we don't identify what we want and clearly understand what we want, we can never agree. Now, tell me that, look, I want devolution of power. I want A, I want B, I want C. Is that restructuring to you? Now, to somebody, it might be different. Now, but to me personally, as I said, I don't even think it is important or necessary all this talk about restructuring. It's something that just started because of one reason or the other.
Now, I think this conversation, from my understanding so far, has been because there are grievances as to how development has occurred across the country. It's been claimed that some regions are more developed than others. Some have enjoyed better federal government presence compared to the others, and that the overall well-being of the Nigerian person, of the Nigerian, is not equal in terms of there's income inequality, high poverty levels compared to when you look at regions. So I'm thinking that perhaps is what has brought about. So when you say restructuring, maybe, like you said, maybe we don't know what we want, but something restructuring starts that change. That shouldn't
be a problem. This is purely a subject of political economy. As a nation, one nation is more developed than another nation. One nation has more poverty than another nation. One nation is less educated than another. Now, in a nation that nations thinks to be united and developed and one single entity as a nation, it should be a problem for all the nation. Not a single problem for northern Nigeria or southern Nigeria or east. No, this is Nigeria. Now, as a Nigeria, it's a question of you give, you take. In a political economy, a system of political economy, you look at it that you have this, I have this. Now, how do we come together and build a nation? As long as we stand up and say, I am a northerner, I am a southerner, I am an easterner, I want this for my people, I want this, we are not a nation.
But it appears that is our reality. That is what we've always done.
Let's go back to history, Esther. What brought the first coup in Nigeria? It has nothing to do with corruption. There was not corruption as we call it that. It was simply that one part of the country think that I should have the president. And then there's the other country, but the section that think they should have the country, they don't have the country, the president. So they say, okay, why shouldn't we have such a coup? There was a coup, and it was agreed that that coup was a sectional coup. There shouldn't have ever been a coup in Nigeria at that time. Now, after that coup, what brought the civil war? It was not to develop Nigeria or to develop a section of Nigeria, no. Because we think that we don't want to be with you. We want to go. All this talk, now, when did we start to realize that one section is dominating another one? This is not something of today or tomorrow. We should, as my own perspective, that we should either try to look at ourselves as Nigerians, build Nigeria where each and every Nigerian will be proud to be a Nigerian and not being proud to be a northerner or easterner or southerner.
Yes.
Or else we should decide not to be together. We should just decide to each one of us go his own way. That's my point.
And some or many are of the opinion that if we are to achieve that, if we are to tell ourselves that we are Nigerians, let us move forward as Nigerians, let's move forward as one entity, equitable and all of that, then we cannot continue with the status quo. We cannot continue with the kind of leadership perhaps that we have. We cannot continue with the way the regions are being, not equally, being developed, etc. So I'm thinking, perhaps from that point of view, that angle, then we can take up the word. Because whether we like it or not,
the problem of Nigeria
is on.
The problem of Nigeria is one. The quality of leadership is poor in Nigeria. And that quality of leadership, I'm not talking only the presidency, from the grassroots, one's leadership, anywhere, the quality of our leadership is extremely poor. Extremely poor. Now, this is a nation where people start to think me first rather than the nation next. Now, we come from the minor to the bigger, rather than from the bigger perspective to the lower. The Nigerian situation is pathetic. We start from me, then my village, then my state, then my region, then my country. This is the situation we are in.
So that is an orientation.
That is the orientation. Now, there was only once or twice in this country that when I felt that people were trying to be proud that we are Nigerian. Probably you are Murtala Muhammad when he was the president of Nigeria, the military president of Nigeria. People started feeling that yes, we are Nigerian, because the leadership at that time was looking at each and everyone as Nigerian. You understand? Now, after that, then we went into a situation whereby we look at leadership as a personal achievement, as something that, yes, I have arrived, yes, it is me, first before my state. Each and every person that now is aspiring to be a president or a governor or whatever in Nigerian situation, he is not thinking of building a Nigeria. He is thinking of, yes, I was once a governor, then he's thinking next to his own people, his own locality. That is not a nation. And secondly, look at the Nigerian situation. We don't have respect for one another. No nation, and I repeat, no nation will ever progress if they don't respect one another. It's not the issue of whether you have so many, this is the population or this is the richness you have. You have to respect yourselves, respect one another. I respect you, not simply because you are from my state or from my local. You are a Nigerian, I respect you. You respect me. Once you start to talk, a talk that you look at the gown he's wearing, now then you are demonizing, you are bringing down the quality of the nation, not my one person. Nigerians, there is nothing wrong with Nigeria that we are thinking for restructuring. The fundamental problem
you don't think that we need devolution of powers for one?
I don't think.
And allowing the states to control the resources because the federal government. You don't think the federal government is burdened with carrying all of that?
It all depends on how you use the power. It all depends on how you rule. If you are going to restructure today with the same mentality, with the same people, with the same thinking, Nigeria will continue to be what it is.
So you don't think that the country will be better off if states have control over their own resources?
No, I don't think so. Now, and what is this resources of the state? Are you talking about the states don't have a resource? The resource is owned by the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Nigeria resources.
With the federal government as custodian, in quote. So that is one of the challenges. They say, federal government, step out of the way. Let us have control. Let us till the ground. Let us harness this minerals and resources that we have in our soil.
Is that the biggest problem we have? Is that the only thing we are thinking of? That okay, you don't have minerals.
It's about the fact that it's purely economics. It's all about.
It is economics. But what we are saying is that your resources and my resources can be harnessed to make Nigerians, individual Nigerians, people Nigerians, you and me, to be a better people. Now, it's not for you. Take, for instance, a state has so resources. It wants to control resources. State B doesn't have. It has nothing. Now, What you are telling me that you are not sharing, this is mine. And I'm telling you that in a family, in a nation, where we live as a nation, yours and mine are ours. The problem, as I told you, that is simply leadership, the quality of a leader. Take